Hahana Washite, which means good morning, here from Nagoya, Japan. And I'm here with the 13 grandmothers. And my name is Tom Goldtooth. My native name is Matoa Wayakapi, the bears look over me. And everywhere I travel, I'm very conscious of nature. I'm very conscious of the animals, the birds, even the fish and the insects, because the way that I was raised back home in Minnesota in the United States is that we have to be respectful to all of nature, the habitat, all of life, because we are part of that life and they are part of us. We are part of nature and nature is part of us. That's how we believe as indigenous people from North America. And I travel throughout the world talking to indigenous peoples, talking to governmental leaders, talking to the business people about the importance to reevaluate our relationship with the sacredness of Mother Earth. It's very important for the world to wake up to see what's happening throughout the world. Mother Earth is alive. Mother Earth is also wounded. She is wounded from the industrialization, all the pollution that's going on, and the extraction of the resources, the deforestation, the depletion of the natural fish of the oceans. And one of the most vulnerable of the species of the world are the two-legged people, the human beings. So we're very concerned as indigenous peoples as we come here to Nagoya, to the United Nations Convention on Biological Diversity, to remind them, all these people, of their responsibilities to take action and to develop real solutions to address this issue where we're losing thousands of species every year. And our concern is that we have to really be able to look deep into ourselves as human beings of the modern world and look what's going on. You know, people are moving too fast. People aren't using their heart. They're not speaking from their heart. They're using their mind too much. We got to balance the mind and the heart together because we're concerned about what's happening. There's too much militarization. There's too much war. People are fighting over the water, the sacredness of the water. People are fighting over the blood of Mother Earth, that oil of Mother Earth that the dinosaurs gave their lives. They gave their lives, and we're abusing all these things that were gifts from our ancestors. And so we have to be able to look at ourselves as the modern people of the modern world. Our people as indigenous people, we're here to speak out and to send a message to all people here in Japan, in Hawaii, all over. We're here to send a message that's very important that we wake up, that the people of the grassroots need to also take action and create a political will for change. But this isn't just about politics, it's also about having a peace of mind with ourselves deep inside. You know, our bodies are starting to react as all people throughout the world. A lot of people are looking for healing because they're out of balance with themselves. A lot of people are sick. And so this is why we have to really wake up. And we have to also pray. We have to pray in however way that you believe. Pray to the higher power. We got to be able to put prayers to the little insects. Pray to the rocks, pray to the water, pray to the clouds, pray to the animals, the fish, and pray to the creator, the maker of the universe. We have to be able to show our respects and show our humility and our humbleness. We have to be sincere because we say as indigenous peoples, who's praying for those species that cannot pray for themselves, that cannot speak for themselves? So those things that we're here to say to the United Nations leaders, many times I look back at our elders, my uncles and my grandmothers and my uncles and aunts from back in the United States that traveled a long ways to Geneva, to the United Nations to speak about human rights. This is very important to speak about human rights, not only our human rights as indigenous peoples, but also the rights of all people who are vulnerable, and where we have policies of governments, policies of corporations, policies of the world that abuse our people. We have too much poverty. People don't have water, you know, so people are worried about the environment. They're worried about the climate crisis. And we are in a time of compounding change. And what are we going to do as a world to wake up to change this? We're very concerned that the world leaders are only limiting their debates and their discussions. The only solutions that they're coming up with is their dependence on technology and their dependence on a carbon. All they're talking about in these discussions is the use of technology and the market, the use of the economic system, and we're saying it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that, because we have to look at an economic system that is sustainable. This economic system that we have takes too much from the sacredness of our Mother Earth. This economic system is depleting the oceans of the fish. We're even seeing people having to create artificial species, genetically modifying the sacredness of organisms, from genetically modified trees to genetically modified fish to genetically modified implants, even in our bodies. We're looking at nanotechnologies now to save us. But we have to really wake up. The indigenous peoples are saying, we have the knowledge, we have the philosophy, the values of how to live in a sustainable, harmonious way on Mother Earth. And that's why our 13 grandmothers are here. I'm one of the grandfathers from our Turtle Island, from North America, that's starting to speak up about this, because I'm concerned about my future generation. I'm concerned about my children. I'm concerned about my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren and their future descendants. We want to be able to have peace of mind and shake hands in a good way, in a loving way, in a compassionate way with our brothers and sisters here in Japan. We want to be able to shake our hands in a good way with our brothers and sisters of the Pacific Ocean, in Hawaii, and all these islands, because also I understand that with the melting of the sea ice in Greenland and the Arctic regions, the polar regions, the ice is melting, the glaciers are melting, and that's flowing now into the oceans, and the oceans are going to rise. You know, I'm concerned about our relatives that are living out in the Pacific Ocean, in the Atlantic Ocean. You know, that water is going to rise and flood our people out. And where are they going to move? Is Australia going to take them in? New Zealand going to take them in? I don't know. I'm very scared about what's happening in the future of our planet. And that's why our organization, the Indigenous Environmental Network, we are a big network of indigenous peoples throughout the world coming together, joining forces with the workers, with the women, with all people, with our youth and our children. We're all starting to talk about these things, and we're part of a social movement that's coming together. We're going to be coming together in Cancun, Mexico in late November and December at the next climate negotiations of the United Nations. We're going to be coming together because we're concerned about this. As indigenous peoples, again, we're lifting up these new proclamations and these new covenants of understanding that we need to reframe the way we think as industrialized peoples, all cultures, all races, men and women. We need to wake up to understand that we have to reevaluate what our relationship is to the sacredness of Mother Earth. Mother Earth is alive, she's wounded, and she's asking help from the human people of this world. Help me to heal myself, because she can meet us halfway, but she needs us, because we are the ones that are dumping pollution into her body. We're dumping too much carbon dioxide into the air, into the atmosphere. It's like the bathtub of the atmosphere is overflowing with too much carbon. One time some scientists said that we need 4 planets the size of Earth full of trees to even begin to try to offset all the carbon dioxide that's going into the atmosphere. The carbon that's going into the atmosphere now is from our past emissions and our past releases. So what we're experiencing now is climate change and global warming. That's just a result of all the pollution from years ago, not the pollution we're putting into the atmosphere right now. So that's why we're concerned. We cannot go over that tipping point of 2 degrees Celsius. We got to bring it down. We got to take real action, real solutions. Technology is not going to save us, unfortunately. The market system is not going to save us, but it's going to take a new way of understanding our relationship as human beings with Mother Earth. And that's why we are putting forward the Universal Declaration on the rights of Mother Earth. Mother Earth must have rights. We cannot have human rights unless we recognize the rights of Mother Earth. Thank you. Mitaki Owasi.